everybody. Welcome to the third edition of Bumps and Bruises with Sonny and Sir Mo. One more week, unfortunately, without our co-host as she's doing a lot of things and getting set, but he's going to be ready. So we'll bring on the other name to the show next week. So be ready for that because I'm sure Sir Mo's got a lot to say. That having been said, since we had the opportunity and I need my guy when I'm doing my commentary, I thought I'd go ahead and bring him on and, just get him to where you guys could actually see him. You don't get to see us very often when we're doing commentary. But that being said, my right-hand man or left, depending on what day it is and what place we're at, it is the legend in his own mind, Trey Mack here on Bumps and Bruises with Sonny and Sir Mo. Thanks for filling in at the last minute for Sir Mo.
How come your face isn't covered? We have a pandemic going on here.
I don't, because I am in isolation. I am by myself, so I'm in good shape. Are you by? You might want to keep that up. You don't want to scare the children away from the show. So I appreciate you doing that out there.
Well, if we're safe, then I'll go without. But
yeah. If we're safe, is that what it is? Yeah. All right. Very good. Welcome into Bumps and Bruises. With you've been watching the show. What have you been thinking the last couple of weeks about the show?
Well, it's about finally you got some talent on this show. I mean, geez, I've been watching, and and you're doing okay on your own, but obviously you need an anchor to help you out. And let's face it, someone needs to help bring some justice to what you're saying. I mean, you're very one-sided, and you're not getting the other side of the coin, and maybe you don't think of it grand picture-wise like I do. Okay. So thanks for having me on because I'm only doing you a favor here.
Yeah, and by the way, I did agree with D'Anthony Price on one of his statements, and I stood behind him on what he said, just so that you know. I've been kind of been hearing about that as well, but that's okay. If you get the opportunity, guys, head on over into Sword Championship Wrestling on the Facebook, and you can scroll down and you can see the first two shows of the Bumps and Bruises. It's been a lot of fun. It's been, challenging at times to be able to bring it to you the way that we wanted to do it. So, but we are here and ready to go. That being said, we might as well just start the show off here really quick with some of the things that have been going on as far as some announcements. And we have some big ones going on. And let's just start here really quick. Let's talk about Pivot Chair. Guys that don't know, Sword Championship Wrestling has gone over to Pivot Chair, and we're going to be bringing you some of the great matches that we have had in the past. And that is one of the things that we wanted to do here at Sword Championship Wrestling, which is keep everybody apprised of what's going on. As you can see right there, I brought it up on the screen there. You go to Pivot Share, you can go right on into the Pivot Share as well, and then you can subscribe. It's $4.99 a month, and when you push that button, it'll take you right where you can do it and get you all set, as we are going to add some content to that here in the next few weeks, a lot more content, and it's good for $4.99. And during this time, this is a good time. You get an opportunity to go back to see some of the great matches that we've had here at Sword Championship Wrestling. Trey,
$4.99.
$4.99. Yes, that's not bad. That's depending on what kind of coffee you drink. That's a cup of coffee.
But I mean, a talent like mine's at least worth $10. I mean, what is this $4.99 crap? I mean,
$4.99.
I mean, I'm not a bargain basement broadcaster. I'm sorry, that's just not who I am.
So, do I need to go back and edit you out of those things? And or since you're going to be asking for way too much, do I need to go back and edit you out? Or
no, there's no point. I mean, obviously, you need the help.
All right, so suck it up, and for $4.99, just like the WWE Network's $9.99, we got.
Hey, that's on them. Okay, they want to go cheapen their product. Last night they proved they can still do anything without any crowd. So good for them.
That's true, and it was an interesting show. By the way, if you get the opportunities, hop onto the Pivot Share, check it out. $4.99. That one that is showing right there for you over on the Pivot Share that I had set up for you. That match right there. I'm telling you right now, Trey. And let's just hop back to it because I thought in my mind when I saw it, we were doing it live. Obviously, the Brown and Christian match was incredible. Barrett Brown, your trainer, of course, Blake Christian being athletic. Let's hop back to that match. In fact, I already put that out. That right now, to me, is the actual match of the year so far.
It's funny because in pro wrestling, everybody has their own favorites, right? Some people like the flips and the flops. Some people like, a fight. Some people like, I kind of float more towards the fighting aspect of it. And like, nowhere do I think in the match that the guy do a flip, but that's just me.
Yeah.
The thing is, what both Barrett Brown and Blake Christian did at Swordmania, that stands above anything else that Sword has put out there as of late. And let's face it, Sword's getting better and better and better as the shows move along. I mean, you and I are there. We're calling them every week or every month, except for this past month. But in fact, we got the drive-in show coming up here. That'll be interesting how we call that one.
Yeah. Well, and that if it goes off, there's a lot of things that are going on. This pandemic is stopping a lot of them. It was going to be pegged as the first time drive-in wrestling show down there in Cleveland, and it's actually there. You go again. You're yeah.
You said pandemic. I'm just getting scared.
That's how people will be driving down to Claiborne, checking it out. If it happens, it's April 18th, and it's over at the Kaufman Leadership Academy. It's going to be $25 a car if it ends up happening. So we're not holding our breath here at Sword Championship Wrestling, but we're ready to go on if we are capable of doing so. So just keep that it's slated for April 18th. We'll keep you apprised up on the Sword Championship Wrestling Facebook page and keep you up there. It's $25 a car. Bell time is at 5 o'clock as well. So they want us to get back in time to get back in the area. And so we're not out so late after the drive back. So that
also, that's 2 days before my birthday. So I do accept gifts, everybody.
Yeah. So what are you going to be 40?
Yeah, let's go with that.
There you go. I guess we won't talk about that, but okay. Also, some other announcements that are going on, and you can say yay or nay, but I'll tell you right now. So I'm actually really looking forward to the next thing that we got going over on at the Richardson Civic Center. I call it the 4 S's. It's Soar's Super Summer Showdown that is happening here fairly quickly. I'm looking forward to this one. It happens on June 26th over at the Richardson Civic Center. And look, if you just look at that poster there, Trey, I'll tell you right now, that right there, that is some quality coming our way.
Well, the Swordmania, I mean, we had a huge crowd that night, and especially on a Thursday of all times. We had a huge crowd that night, and they were wanting to see Brian Cage. Obviously, Brian got hurt, but the show they got from that was second to none anything that Swords ever put out as far as, an entire show. Once again, Barrett Brown versus Blake Christian was on that match. It was on that show. But this one, I mean, it's going to be lights out, man. A lot of great talent. Ring of Honor's being represented. Impact's being represented. And of course, Barrett Brown, of course, you go get your Trained by Barrett Brown t-shirt like I have. And, By the way,
have you paid for that, by the way? Have you paid for that shirt yet?
Sir, I paid for it more ways than one, okay? I was trained by the man. I gave him his money. And you know what? The fact that you don't have one, obviously I'm working with an amateur here because you're not trained by Barrett Brown.
I might have to pop up the $25 to get it. I just thought I'd look good this way. So, getting us up. I got to get me a Soar shirt. So, and I can't wait to get the Soar Super Summer Showdown t-shirt. As soon as it becomes available, I'm going to grab it up as well. I have the Soar Mania one. And yes, and by the way, I did pay for mine just to let everybody know, and so all set and ready to go for that. So, those announcements that are going on. As of right now, Dr. Tom Pritchard's thing that he's doing, the seminar, that may or may not, that's also based upon the pandemic, whether or not we can get him out here for that. That's going to be great if that happens, and you're a wrestler and you're within earshot here of the DFW and you're not there. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be missing out on an experience. Never mind the fact that this guy has got the background in the business. All you got to do is go back to FSW. You check that out on the WWE Network. And have you seen that documentary on FSW on the WWE Network?
You mean Florida Championship Wrestling?
Yes.
SFCW.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I saw 3/4 of it. Yeah, it's a really good show. And I remember at that time I was an over-the-road truck driver, and I'd follow Florida Championship Wrestling online while I was out there, because they had such great talent. I mean, Ricky Steamboat's kid was there. You had Kurt Hennig's kid was there. Teddy DiBiase's 2 kids were there at one time. I mean, you had a lot of second, third generation wrestlers coming up there, and I was looking forward to seeing them make that jump. And unfortunately, as things turned out, they had really big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, when you get brought into the organization as Michael McGillicuddy, obviously you're how we're going to treat you might be different.
Yep.
I mean, I don't understand why they couldn't go with something more along the lines ahead of time. And they went with Curtis Axel eventually, but obviously Joe Henning is a phenomenal athlete. He actually works with The Rock. He does a lot of stunt stuff with The Rock. So, I mean, he is making his own. He's making his own way in this business, and obviously wrestling is a big part of it. But to follow those kind of footsteps of Mr. Perfect and Ted DiBiase and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I mean, as I was telling you earlier, I launched a WWE 2K19 thing where I'm doing like an old school type presentation, and you see those guys back in their heyday. And it's kind of cool to actually go back and rewatch that stuff, even though it's just a video game. A lot of the certain details of what they did are still in that.
Definitely. And you get I love that, the background of wrestling, that is so huge. I mean, because really, if you take a look at where wrestling is today, and if you forget about the history, you are missing out on great storylines. And to see how wrestling has developed from the early 80s, heck, even back into the late 70s, into the early 80s to where it is now, you see a progression of wrestlers, whether it be character, whether it be anything else that someone does, how they step out of character or anything else like that. We're seeing a transition, and with what's going on right now, really wrestling right now is making history, even though they can't actually be in the ring like they would at a WrestleMania. So let me ask you, I mean, you watched WrestleMania last night. We'll talk about that here for just a moment. Obviously, you're used to a different WrestleMania, such as I am as well. What are you thinking about WrestleMania? What do you think of the presentation, kind of based upon, hey, they got to put something out there?
Well, here's the thing. If there's ever a company that is geared for something like this, it's the WWE. Because they are geared for the camera. They are geared to work. I mean, yeah, they're used to the live crowd aspect of it. But here's the thing. They have all the means in place to put together theatrical type matches.
Yep.
And, I mean, did it even go so far back into 1996, I believe, when they had the Hollywood Backyard Brawl match between Roddy Piper and Goldust. Interesting trivia question. I heard this on Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Do you know who they originally wanted Goldust to face? I'm sorry. Do you know who they wanted Piper to face originally?
I'm guessing Goldust, since she kind of slipped there.
No. Originally, they reached out to O.J. Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Coming off the O.J. Simpson trial, and the idea was this is the way we can beat the hell out of him, and he gets a payday, and obviously he was found innocent by a jury of his peers. So I mean, whatever. The thing is, they were going to do that, but of course, OJ's people said, nah, maybe not. And Piper was ready to kick his butt, being Piper how he is.
Yes.
So they shifted towards Goldust, but they filmed the backyard. I mean, in the backlot brawl the day before, so they were able to go into the event the next day Piper with already a broken wrist from the night before because of what he did. And so they had to go back and go through the process of, finishing the match there. But they have the means to do all that stuff to where they can do things. It'll make it look different, but you're still getting the WrestleMania atmosphere. What got me really was the very beginning. After the 9-minute long intro they did gearing up for Mania, which I was like, that match lasted 9 minutes and 38 seconds longer than Daniel Bryan and Sheamus.
Yeah.
But when they got into when they got into the America the Beautiful and they showed all the different people who have sung that thing,
yes,
I was like, that's why they can do what they do.
Yeah.
They have such a history, and love them or hate them, I personally love it. Do I like the current product they have now? I can take it or leave it, really. I'm an old school guy. I go back and I watch WrestleManias 1 through 10.
Yeah.
And I can still feel like I was a kid back then and watch those. WrestleMania 5 is a big particular one of those. I was at WrestleMania 9 personally, so I can definitely, have that aspect of, okay, this is what I love. This is what got me to want to do this.
Right.
And that's important. You see, one thing that a lot of these wrestlers who are watching this, who are sitting there, are sitting at home playing armchair quarterback. We all do it.
Sure.
I mean, hell, you do it. But the thing is, you have to remember something. There's a reason why they're where they're at.
Right.
And they're there because they know how to get the job done. Professional wrestling believe it or not, is not about professional wrestling. It's about entertaining.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand that aspect of it. And I think you can do the flips and the flops and all the great chain wrestling and all the things that make you a great wrestler. But if you want to get to that next level, they're looking for people they've never seen before.
Yep.
They're not looking for what they've already had. They're looking for what they want to see next. And that's something I can throw out there to everybody else. Me personally, when I used to wrestle, I used to steal from Mr. Perfect. I stole from Randy Savage. I stole from a lot of the guys I deem my favorites. Here's the thing. They've already had that.
Absolutely.
They've already seen that.
Yep.
They don't want to see the second iteration of that. They want to see something new, something fresh, something that's going to keep people wanting to come back for more. If they wanted to have that, they would keep those guys, but they don't.
Yep. I even go back into what they, forget about WrestleMania, just kind of like if you look at the AJ Taker match, how they went outside production in reality. And I always go back to my favorite moment. Everybody, I think, has a favorite moment in WWE. And outside of the ring, my favorite moment in WWE is when Stone Cold Steve Austin clocks Vince McMahon with that bedpan. I'm telling you right now, I laugh every single time that you see that. So looking at that, what is your favorite moment? And in the ring, I know my favorite moment, which wouldn't probably get up to the level of a lot of people, but I do have my favorite moment. So what's your favorite moment in the WWE as far as wrestling is concerned?
Well, as far as wrestling, is it like in the ring type wrestling, or are you talking about like storyline stuff,
or even storylines? Give me one of both.
I really loved what they did when Jake Roberts was feuding with Randy Savage.
Okay,
I loved it when they tied Savage to the ring ropes. I loved when he got the snake to bite Savage. The backstory on that is phenomenal,
incredible. Yes.
You hear Jake Roberts talk about on Dark Side of the Ring. Definitely, stuff like that. I like stuff that keeps me wanting to see where they're going to go with this next.
Yeah.
It's like the Howard Stern effect. What else is he going to say? That was how it was back when he was on free radio. Mm-hmm. So you kind of want to see what's going to make me want to see more of this. Case in point. Look at the Winner's Circle at Sword Championship Wrestling. It has been disintegrated,
yep.
All thanks to Dean Fleming turning his back on his guys and siding with the crowd. So, to each his own. Obviously, I got to talk to Dean. We had a nice little conversation at sort of this last show, and I think I made my point across. But as far as watching that whole thing and watch Christopher Hayden taking so much anger out of what Dean did to him, and having Prince Adam do the same thing, causing him such anguish because of what transpired. Now, obviously, Dean's sitting on top of the mountain, sore heavyweight champion. He's got people from all over challenging him, including D'Anthony Price. So, obviously, Dean's where he wants to be.
Yes.
But he did that with a target on his back now. And that's what I want to see. I want to see someone cash in on that target. I want to see someone step up and give him the shot. I mean, obviously, he's had challenges. Lou Gotti Starrett, who did take the title from him, by the way.
Yes, he did.
He's had Prince Adam. There's several guys who are going to be lining up to take a shot at the title. And as your guest from last show, with D'Anthony Price and the Summit saying they are the hashtag Silver Spoon crew, it'd be interesting to see what all Sword Championship Wrestling wants to throw at your champions, and if they're going to coddle them or if they're going to challenge them. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely is when they move forward with that. As far when we're actually out and about, my favorite is got to be Ravishing Rick Rude, and as the before mentioned Jake the Snake Roberts, and the tights and everything else in ring. That's one of my favorite, and that match itself.
By the way, we have late breaking news here. By the way, this is not planned, folks.
Okay,
it's all off the script. I just got a message from Andy Dalton. He will not be joining us today. He has something come up, so obviously, he's got to do what he's got to do. Family comes first. So
got it.
Just a heads up.
All right. Yep. And that's just like this show and any other wrestling program, card subject to change. Maybe if during some of this we can maybe reach out. Maybe we could get Kerwin Nix on really quick. I'll try to get reach out to him. We're obviously doing this live, so I don't know if we'll be able to get all that job done. But some other folks that are going to be joining us here up on Bumps and Bruises. Unfortunately, the Dirty Andy Dalton not going to be able to make it. But we do have.
I heard he had a lunch date with James, so he's got to keep that going.
Is that what is going on? Maybe buying him a new box.
Hey, even the dummy needs to eat. Okay,
buying him a new box or something like that. But we also have the living goddess Persia is going to be on the show. I'm really happy about that one.
Well, has the restraining order been held up yet?
I'm within the 500 feet, so seeing we're doing this on video. So the goddess Persia, I've taken my heart medicine to make sure my heart stays down. The beautiful goddess herself, and then of course the junior heavyweight champion. With the THE junior heavyweight champion.
Anthony Price is back on this week?
No, he is not. It is Mr. Wobble J. Stong is going to be on there a little bit later as well. And a classic that we have with the legend in his own mind as far as that. So we got that going on.
Isn't Wobble like a pandemic?
No, Mr. Wobble is not the pandemic. He is anyway. Sometimes I know I can't take you anywhere, but by the way, just speaking of Andy Dalton, did you get the opportunity to watch the chops with I think it was Jackson Stone, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Did you get the opportunity to see that? I forgot about it, because I was watching WrestleMania. Did you get a chance to see that?
I didn't get a chance to see it. I got a chance to hear it, though, because you can hear a chop from Andy Dalton from miles away.
Yes.
And including Jackson Stone. Oh, my God. I mean, I'll put it this way. Some of the hardest chops I've heard in this area, Randy Wayne.
Yes.
John Allen.
Yes.
Andy Dalton, Jackson Stone. That's pretty good company right there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And as far and talk about echo, we could get a huge echo through the whole thing, as and I watched a couple of those shots from other people. I went and seen even Nate the Great, his video. If you have the opportunity, again, guys, Sword Championship Wrestling is not just the Sword Facebook page or the Twitter page. And stop with the yawning.
Well, I have a question. Okay, and this is a legitimate question, and it's something that's been bothering me ever since he started calling himself Nate the Great. When you are great,
yes,
don't people from all over want to come challenge you? Don't other companies want to reach out to you and go, well, if you're so great, why don't you come see how you do over here? How come Nate's only been in one place?
Well, hold on. Now, that, just so that you know, and it's just because we actually just had this conversation as far as that is concerned. That is about loyalty. It's about staying with. I talked to the the regular host of this show, and we'll be hearing from him in just a moment. I talked to him about that very same thing. I've been asked, and I'm sure Nate the Great has been asked to come on to other places, but there's such thing as loyalty, and that's the reason why he stays there.
Okay, hey, you know what? Hey, once into each his own. I mean, once again, if you're going to consider yourself great, you have to go. But look at Andy Dalton. He goes places. He goes out of state. He goes, and I know Nate has the opportunity to go to Arkansas every once in a while when the story goes out that way. But Dalton's been over to Japan. Dalton's been everywhere. Andy the Great actually kind of makes more sense because he's done a lot more things. I think you have to build your reputation, and you do it by taking on all challengers to different areas, making yourself soar above the rest, as we say here at SOAR.
Yes.
And until he gets the opportunity, I mean, obviously, I'm just one man thinking this, obviously, and I get the loyalty thing. Trust me, I do. Especially when you you live in an area where there's like 7 or 8 different wrestling promotions. You want some loyalty. You want the big guys who are definitely going to be at your show. I get that. But having said that, SOAR only runs once a month.
Right.
So sometimes twice. In a chance to make yourself better, I would think Nate could at least take these opportunities. Maybe reach out to Sir Mo and say, "Hey, can you help me get me booked elsewhere?" So you're still under the SOAR umbrella. I mean, the Vanilla Grill did that. So I mean, I figured it'd be something great that Nate could do. But once again, this is Nate the Great. This is a guy who, he's been kind of picked by Sir Mo as one of his favorites. I mean, him, Dean Fleming, Kerwin Nix. Jay Stong. I mean, all these guys were part of that Silver Spoon crew that we heard about D'Anthony Price talk about.
Yes. And so big storyline, actually.
Yeah. So,
and we're going to actually hear from D'Anthony Price here a little bit later on. So that being said, but now, guys, just to let you know, we are getting all set, and we have a background. And just to let everybody know, we have lost Andy Dalton for the day, and we asked Persia to come on a little bit early, and we also got the background. Card subject to change, so is the show. I also just reached out really quick to bring on Kerwin Nix. So, guys, just hang on there for just a moment. And what I'm going to do, just to let everybody know, and Persia, just to let you know, I'm going to bring in Kerwin because he joined me really quick. Just hang on there, and I know she's already giving me dirty looks. I apologize, living goddess. So I'll be right there.
I would never do that to you, Persia. I would never do that to you.
Yeah. So, but that being said, we need some background. We need some background right now. So that being said, the background is important because if you don't get the background, you don't know the true story. And we need the true story coming regarding the Andy Dalton situation. And if we don't do that, it just kind of messes things up. And so I'm going to go ahead and, of course it didn't work. Why did this not work? Oh, it's because I did. See, I should not have done that. So then, that being said, Trey, go back to New Year's Fallout. What is it? Fallout, the New Year's Fallout. Talk a little bit about Andy Dalton and that situation there.
Well, Andy Dalton, he came into SOAR Championship Wrestling as, this is his debut, which I thought was going to be, Andy Dalton and SOAR Championship Wrestling, they were never really on the same page for a long time, but now that they are, and what I told you straight out was once Dalton shows up here, things are going to happen. And what did happen exactly? Well, Andy walked away with the title, took it from Kerwin Nix. Not only did he take the title away, he took James away, and we have seen Kerwin Nix's life spiral out of control since then. And all I can tell you right now is that the master of the mind games, Kerwin Nix, he's getting the mind game play on his own right now, and things are not looking good for that guy right now. Sonny, back to you. or just stick with me. Either way you would look at it.
I'm trying to get there as we move this around and getting it all squared away. I've been able to get this squared away. I want to go to the story because the story is important. So hopefully.
And by the way, for those who are watching my screen, by the way, I am bunkered down. We have done everything in this one room. So if you're seeing boxes and stuff everywhere, just know we're trying to be safe here in the McLean household. Hopefully,
is that what it is?
And here in Trey Mack, we're hoping to, make things a lot better for everybody, mainly me. But anyway, back to you.
Okay, yeah, got it. And we're
okay.
Close,
back to me now. No, just kidding.
Yeah, back to you. We'll try to do it. Let's see if I can get it to work here. It's not going to work. Doggone it. There it is. Here we go.
Can people hear it?
Okay, all right. For some reason, we're not getting the volume, and this really ticks me off because we got to. Andy Dalton messed this up, by the way. So here's what we're going to do.
He had stuff to do. Okay, I mean,
he had stuff to do. Instead, let me bring him in. It's Kerwin. Oh my gosh, it's Kerwin Nix. Kerwin, and you see what's going on there. That being said, welcome into the show, Kerwin Nix, here on Bumps and Bruises. Going back to New Year's Fallout, we seen what ended up happening. We had the highlights all set and ready to go, but unfortunately that didn't work. We'll try to bring that to you. But
you don't need the highlights.
Go back to New Year's Fallout. That whole situation with the debut of Dirty Andy Dalton and Sword Championship Wrestling and you.
I don't really know what you want to know. He came in and he kind of threw me off guard. He beat me, and then he stole James. I'm not really worried about the title as I am James. I don't know where he is or how he is or what he's feeling right now, but I miss James a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, getting all set. And what are you preparing for Dirty Andy Dalton? Or is it just about getting James back right now?
It really is. I don't know what else to do because, like I said, the title is second to me. I'll take the title. It's fine, but I'm preparing a little for Andy, but I'm just still shook by the whole situation.
Hey, James. How you doing? Hey, James. Hey, you having fun with Andy?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
You got you a cell phone? That's dude. That's would Kerwin ever do that?
That's hilarious, Trey.
Yeah.
You guys have fun, okay? Y'all enjoy. I know drive-throughs suck, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hilarious.
Right,
yeah, I have a feeling that was some BS. I don't know about anybody else, but I know. But
hey, obviously James walked out with a winner. I mean, Dalton took the title from you, Kerwin. He walked out with.
I remember, Trey. Thank you.
Oh well, Casey. There are people who didn't see it, so I'm just letting them know.
That was hilarious.
Dalton came in here. His first match took on Kerwin Nix. I thought for sure you were going to play the mind games with him and really get Andy all turned around and make him feel less than what he is in the ring. But obviously, he took the belt from you. He took James from you. Actually, James kind of just said, screw Kerwin. I'm going to go walk with Andy. And here we go. I mean, and now he's going to fancy restaurants and drive-thrus, and he's doing all sorts of great stuff now in this pandemic time that we live in.
Yeah, it's hilarious, Trey.
Yeah. Well, let's do this, Kerwin. Let me just interrupt you. I do have it going, so let's get back to the storyline really quick here. Oh, maybe I didn't do it right. Can we hear it?
I am going
Can
to
you
call
hear it?
him
Yeah,
the
Can you hear it?
in the DFW.
Give me a
It's
thumbs up.
Dirty
Can you hear it?
Andy Dalton making his debut here at SOAR Championship Wrestling.
SOAR has gotten dirty, folks.
Absolutely.
I've seen this footage a bunch of times. Thanks, guys.
Kerwin Nix, your SOAR North American heavyweight
I'll high five the
champion.
guy next to the damn.
Does Kerwin not know what he's getting himself into?
Little world.
I mean,
right
this
now.
is lap 2 here for Kerwin going around the ring.
Maybe he forgot what he's doing here. Wait a minute. This is not a good thing. Those that are not watching at home. He's got James.
This is James. Okay, hold on. Shut your mouth. I'll give you James back. You get in the ring and give me a shot at that title.
I see the lines have been drawn here.
I don't think, okay, maybe I should speak a little slower for you. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, you should.
If you get in the ring right now, hey, I'm telling you.
Don't listen to these people, Andy. Come on, you're better than that.
Well, he should be taking James away from Kerwin there.
He had to get Kerwin's attention.
I'll give you this doll back. Give me a title shot. No.
He's not doing anything.
What if I ripped Precious James' head off?
That'd be dirty.
That would be dirty.
This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. You're going to hand what's soon to be.
Well, okay, I guess we're not being able to hear it, so there's no need to roll through it. I will hopefully have that all figured out the next time, as we did see what was ending up happening there. Just bring Kerwin Nix back in. Now, Kerwin, we saw. Really, it doesn't seem like, and just from me, you're wanting James back, and I completely get it. But are you going to train? Are you going to get ready for Andy Dalton? Because if my mind thinking right, if you're going to get James back, you're going to have to defeat somehow Andy Dalton. Do you have any plans on, or anything for that?
Well, I remember what Trey said a while ago about me being the master of mind games. He thinks he can play mind games with me, and I have more. I'm not done with the mind games. Don't worry, I'll get James back, but it's going to hurt Andy in the process a lot.
Trey, do you have anything for Kerwin before we move on? I know you're all set and ready for him.
Well, once again, I mean, here's the thing. You might think you're ready to. I mean, once again, what's more important? We're getting the title back or getting James back? What would you rather have?
James.
So,
James.
That being said, it sounds like that you're looking forward to a no rules situation in order to get him back. Is that what are you kind of implying you want a no holds barred, no rules going on so you can get him back?
I think that I've been through a couple of those, huh?
I think you have.
I think I have. What were they called?
It sounds like Kerwin's Playhouse.
It sounds a lot like Kerwin's Playhouse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Andy wants to join me in Kerwin's Playhouse, but he's always got the invite.
So in other words, you're wanting him to get ready. So any words for Andy Dalton before we move on here on Bumps and Bruises?
Andy, give James back before things get too real for you.
Sounds like a straight line coming from Kerwin Nix here on Bumps and Bruises. And you got some fans out there. Jessica wants him to bring James back. And so look out for that. So I'm looking forward to that match. And whenever we can get back on put this thing on. So good luck to you. Get to your training and get ready for what's going to be headed your way. I don't even think you think it's going to be easy, do you?
Oh, no, it's not going to be easy because Andy's a great competitor. Andy knows what he's doing. Andy's been doing this a long time, longer than I have. But he hasn't been playing mind games as long as me.
So that's where you feel you got the advantage.
I've got a lot of advantage there, but he's got the experience on me. So if he wants to join me in the Playhouse, he can. And that's pretty much it.
And he is Kerwin Nix, so we'll check him out. Hey, thanks for coming on Last Minute. Since card is subject to change, so's our show. No Dirty Andy Dalton. Thanks for joining us a couple of minutes here on Bumps and Bruises.
Thanks, Sonny. Y'all have a great night now.
You too. Take care. He is Kerwin Nix, and
he has no clue what he's in store for. I mean, they don't call Andy Dalton dirty for no reason. I mean, there's a reason why he is what he is. Kerwin Nix can play all the mind games he wants. So you know what? All he has to do is bring the title. That's not what Kerwin wants. Kerwin wants James. Yeah, you don't have to bring James anywhere. James, I just got off the phone with James. James don't want to go nowhere. He's happy.
You were not on the phone with James. Goodness
you can't prove that I want. Hey, by the way, shout out to a true superstar who has joined us here in the chat, Damian Daystar. Sir, hope you're having a great day during this time that we live in. You and Misty are having a great time with the title. He's your current Sword Dragon champion. So, once again, main superstar making his way to the top here, folks.
Well, that case being said, we're going to move on into it, and it's one of those things that our next guest has been outstanding. So let's take a look at this right here.
Dark, it was called AEW Dark.
Oh, there we go.
And there he goes, Persia with the kick right to the gut to Vixen. Persia now setting it up. She's going to the second rope. Look at her climb. And up of it, a double axe handle to Vern Vixen.
And that's a hard double axe handle,
that was, too. Lots of force coming down. And Dashwood over in the corner. Now Persia makes her attention to her. And what a match that we're having tonight. Persia cleaning house here early.
Manhandling them all up there.
Definitely. Wow, Weezer. And Persia just right now, just leveling Machiko. There comes the splash in the corner. Man, Persia is making her presence known here tonight. The rise of the Persian army. That is Persia.
Oh, she waited way too long on that one.
She waited too long, went into the corner. Machiko back up on top of it. What a match.
Once again, Machiko, she's down to fight. She's DTF strong.
And Machiko taking down Persia. Persia on the ground. Here comes Dashwood behind her, trying to pick her up. Elbow to the back of the neck. Persia's down. And big boot right to the face. Here comes the cover. 1, 2. There goes Persia.
That's right. It's all Lando's fault. He counted to 3.
So Persia is eliminated, and she is not happy about that. She had full control over this match,
and that was right there, just to give you an example of what we've seen right there. And an exciting day, and to bring on, I'm pretty excited if you can't tell, the living goddess herself. There she is, the lovely Persia. Good day, Persia. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing better now that I'm on instead of being pushed off. later than was expected. But
And I am sorry, and that's that subject to change thing that comes, all the time. But welcome into Bumps and Bruises, looking beautiful as yourself, as usual. But let's go back to Sormania. It was your debut, and as that match was going on, you were cleaning house. As so what happened? What did you do to prepare for that match? Because you were put into a fatal four-way at the last moment.
Yes, it takes lots of training to get to the point where I was challenged by such amazing athletes. So obviously, it was going to be a good match, but I'm just, they may have had a lucky day, but in the end, I will rise back again.
Well, talk a little bit about
congratulations to them.
Talk a little bit about the Persian army, if you would.
What I did.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the Persian army that you're putting together right now.
I thought you would know about it.
Well, I know about
already.
It. I already know about it, but what's it take to put together that army that you're getting set to put onto Short Championship Wrestling?
So, the Persian army has been following me since I was leading the winner's circle. They may have been called the Persian army, but we know that every time I walked out with Dean Fleming, that people were waiting to see what I was going to do, right? I mean, we know that. So when I renounced the winner's circle, as you so graciously advertised, supported me in, both of you, I decided to stop working underneath people and start to rise for myself. That's whenever everybody said, Persia, why don't you fight your own battles? Every time I was out there in the ring, and you saw it, both of you saw it when you were announcing, Persia, why don't you fight your own battles? Why are you always sneaking around? Well, Sormania was my chance to show that I can fight my own battles, and even more so, I have a group of people following underneath me that are going to support what I have to do, and I think it's a admirable mission that I have that you'll learn more about going forward.
Trey?
I do have a question. You announced you renounced the winner's circle, and obviously things have blown up with the winner's circle. Are you still pretty tight with Christopher Hayden and Prince Adam now?
They're amazing athletes. I wouldn't have supported them for so long if I didn't think that. I see what they're doing, and I understand the position that they're in. I think time will tell where their allegiance lies. That's all I can say about that.
Got it. And as we move forward and looking forward to more matches, do you have anybody that you are actually aiming for? You obviously got Vern Vixen, the current women's sword champion. I'm sure you got her in line for maybe taking over that belt.
Well, that would be a great plan. But as for now, I'm focusing on building the army of people and just the training that I have for these people and for me before I go to challenge somebody. So I wish her the best for what she has right now, but she earned it fair and square. But I can too.
Trey.
I saw you at Sormania. I was thoroughly impressed with what you put out there.
Yep.
Obviously, you're a one-woman wrecking crew. My question is
obviously,
is the level of competition, do you worry about it being so beneath you as you move forward here? Because obviously a lot of, you can do things that a lot of women can't do. Are you worried about the Mach
Like
codes
what?
and the what's her name Michelle and those others who are and even our current champion Verve Vixen. Are you worried that they won't be able to be the kind of level of competition that you really deserve?
That's a very good question, sir. Well, as a trained athlete, there's one thing that is very important to remember, and that's no matter how far along you get, you are never beneath anybody, and you should never underestimate what they can do. That's what pushes you to the top. So while you have seen and I have proved what I can do with these high level athletes, I will not underestimate what they can provide because that's only going to push me higher. The moment that I start thinking that I'm better or that I can handle them, that's when I have weakness and they can overtake me.
Well, she is Persia, the living goddess herself, the leader of the Persian army. I'd like to thank you for giving us a couple of minutes here on the Bumps and Bruises with Sonny and Sir Mo. Good luck to you in the future, and we look forward to seeing you later.
Thank you. You
Yep.
too.
And there she is, the goddess Persia. We thank her for joining us here. And you know, when you look at it, I'll go back to Sormania. I'll go back to that double axe handle off that second row. The power that she has compared to some of the other ladies, Trey, here in Sword Championship Wrestling, that's going to give her an advantage, I think, moving forward.
Yeah, and once again, like I said in the video, if it wasn't for Lando giving the quick count there, we might have had a different outcome.
A quick count. Lando was the responsible party there because of the quick count.
Hey, apparently he's a senior official now, so I mean, he bears most responsibility in my mind.
Got it. All right. So that being said, look for the Persian army. I will tell you, one of the things that I am impressed with her is her power. That's going to be something that any of her opponents are going to have to be aware of as they move forward and challenge Persia as they move forward. I'm looking forward to that. Not only that, she is gorgeous, and we get the lucky to see her.
Do you realize how scared she looked having to talk to you? I mean, she had fear in her eyes, knowing that you're just stalking her left and right.
I think she knows I got some mad love for her, and and we've been talking as we were moving forward to bring her in and getting her into the ring. So I've been working with her. I've been having a lot of fun with her. So and no, there is no restraining order. She's got some mad love.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah. So that being said, we're going to move on as a little bit late because of the change in what is going on. That being said, we've got to move on to a video that was posted here just not very long ago. So let's do that. Let's go to the video that was posted. Check this out.
It's WrestleMania weekend. And while some of us are on vacation, me and the Summit, we're out here chasing gold. See, Sword's World Heavyweight Champion Dean Fleming has been ducking me. But why, Dean? I understand why. We're the two baddest guys in Sword Championship Wrestling. But not only that, we're the two baddest guys in Texas. So that's why we stopped at MPX. Because my world champion won't be here to fight me. So I'm looking for their world champion. But he's not here either. So I'm going to have to stop by VIP next. Maybe Texoma. But see, that doesn't matter anymore. See, I am the junior heavyweight champion. But no longer will you call me that. No. This is the Sword Junior World Heavyweight Champion. This is the top prize in Sword. So don't worry about Dean Fleming anymore. I am the top guy. We are the top guys. And Shane Taylor, don't you think I forgot about you? Because see, I read what you said, and it's funny. Some of us are international stars making enough money to change lives and communities. Some cut text promos on Facebook. But here we are while your ass is sitting at the house. So after all this coronavirus stuff is over, Shane, we're coming for you. And we're worse than the coronavirus. So watch out.
Some words there. That being said, from D'Anthony Price and Trey. Trey, we're in the middle of a show here. Trey.
I mean, you versus Wall all day would be pretty awesome. Yeah. I mean, you had text on. Yeah. Hey, I got a show to do. I'll talk to you later, Mr. Price.
Oh, goodness gracious. That being said, I'm going to put him off the side. I'm going to bring in our next guest.
We're back, right?
No, off to the side. It's Mr. Wobble. What, Mr. Oh, Mr. Wobble, how you doing? Thanks for joining us here on Bumps and Bruises. You heard what D'Anthony Price said. He is acting like he is the current junior heavyweight champion. But we all know that a little different. What's your response to D'Anthony Price?
Oh, that's my response right here. See this one? This is actually a world title. It's been to Thailand. It's been to England. He has the little paperweight. Look like he made it on those little Chinese countries and he sent it over here. It looks fake. It looks like one of those a TNA reject belt. You know what I mean? So this is the real world. Hey Trey, missed you. How are you? Good to see you.
Hi, Mr. Wobble. How are you doing, sir?
It's really funny though. Now that you mention it. I won an award finally from this man, and he has yet to give me a plaque, and he has yet to put me on his wall. That's how.
What's that all about, Trey? I mean, you bestow an honor onto Mr. Wobble, but yet have not handed over the goods.
Well, obviously money's tight, and we're in a pandemic right now. I can't do everything at one time, folks. I mean, there's so much going on here.
Didn't you get that award like 4 months ago?
How is money tight? When you print it off of your computer.
Well, it's not printed off my computer, sir. No,
it's not even a plaque. It's like a paper laminated copy. Just give me the piece of paper. Give me a certificate like Barrett Brown did. Something. Jeez. Yeah. Sorry. Sonny, how are you?
I'm doing good. Always good to see you, Mr. Wobble. Hey, you talked about taking the SOAR Championship, Junior Heavyweight Championship worldwide, and you just I got the feeling I know the answer to the question, but why haven't you put the world in front of that, junior heavyweight championship? I think I know the answer, but why haven't you gone out and said that?
It speaks in the records. Like if you look at all my matches, you look at all the trips that I've been, all the places that I've been for SOAR. I've been to LA, I've been to Arkansas, I've been to Oklahoma, I've been to Thailand, I've been to England twice. Where has D'Anthony Price been? Dallas. He probably doesn't even have a passport. He can't get nowhere. He's young and trying to make a name for himself off of me. And I can understand it. I would have done the same thing, trying to find somebody to make a name off of myself. But what he didn't realize is that I got more fight than games. So he really had to do all his little underhanded tactics, try to jump me. Jason got suspended, hit me with brass knuckles, try to hit me with a chair. And what? I'm still here. Yo, I got shot and I came back. You think a brass knuckles is going to stop me? You think Trey annoying the hell out of me is going to stop me? No, I'm still here. I'm going to entertain the fans. I'm going to be the longest reigning, defending Paul Heyman voice, SOAR Junior Heavyweight Championships of all time. So continue.
Here's the thing. I get you've been all over the world. I get you defended that title all over the world. But here's the thing you haven't done. You haven't defeated D'Anthony Price. He actually pinned your shoulders 1, 2, 3.
Actually, I did beat him.
Well, not for the.
Well, you were there, right? You were there.
You didn't defeat him. You didn't pin him 1, 2, 3. Right? You had the new co-owner show up there and raise your hand because he said he saw something that was fishy. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that doesn't mean you defeated him. You got to win, but you didn't defeat him.
I won, right? 1, 2, 3 goes in the record books.
Wow.
I won by
you didn't 1, 2, 3 him. You didn't 1, 2, 3 him though. You had someone else say reverse the decision.
Well, there's a W next to that match. When you
should have an asterisk next to it.
When you go look in the record book where it says Jay Stong, Mr. Wobble versus D'Anthony Price, there's a W next to Jay Stong's name, not D'Anthony Price.
For?
Yeah.
Wobble. W is Wobble. I win all the time. It's okay. Continue.
Yeah, the Silver Spoon Crew. There we go.
So, and that was my next question.
hold on.
That was my next question,
No,
Mr.
no.
Wobble. You heard about the Silver Spoons Crew. What's your reaction to that?
I don't get how I'm part of the Silver Spoon Crew. Okay, let's look a little history.
You're the poster boy for
this
SOAR. What do you expect? You and Dean and
Because
Nate and even Kerwin.
Because I uphold the company's message. I do anything for the kids. I'm a hero for these kids. I'm not D'Anthony Price and try to be all gangster and have people jump on me. How? That's bullying. That's what we're going against. I am the anti-bully. That's what I do. I earned everything I had. You know how many matches that I've been? Come on, Trey.
Yeah,
how many places have I been? And I've defended this title and this company's message. That doesn't make me a Silver Spoon Crew. That makes me part of the team and does anything that SOAR needs me to do and would like me to do to push that message. And I do that by choice.
And I agree with Tanya. That being said, is what I saw in the last match though is a little bit of a different Mr. Wobble. That Mr. Wobble where you take that next step. I mean, you got the dancing, you got all that down, but when you hit that ring and when you get into a different level, it's very obvious in the ring.
Look, and Trey will be happy with this response. Trey knows where I came from before. He knows what type of personality and the group of winner circle that I was before. Mm-hmm. So I choose not to go back down that dark path because that's not me anymore. And even though I went that way kind of in the match with D'Anthony Price, is because I was frustrated, I was fed up, I was tired of getting jumped, and nobody coming to my aid. Nobody coming to help me, but everybody wants to attack me. When I had the rivalry with Dean, when I got out of the winner circle, everybody jumped me. When I had the rivalry with anybody, with Adam, when I came back, how many times did anybody come to my aid? Nobody. Good point. This time, again, D'Anthony Price had the Summit, then he had Prince Adam, and he had, I don't even know who this other guy is that jumped the rail that hit me with the brass knuckles. The only person I've had come to my aid as of yet, since the day I've been in SOAR, since I've been changing my whole new leaf and doing the right thing, has been the new owner, Jason Maldonado. So, I mean,
I'm saying this. Look, my only issue I've ever had with you was this, and I sat with Jerome Daniels over at Texoma one night. We were talking about this during the show. We think you have a lot of potential, but because you want to dance, because you want to entertain, because you want to do all these crazy things that I think take away from what you can do in the ring. Well, we saw what you did in the ring when you turned it up another notch. That was fantastic. I even said that during the broadcast. I like this part of you. But my problem is that I don't think you take this serious enough to whereas now, as you mentioned, some other guy we don't even know hits you with the brass knuckles. That means, and correct me if I'm wrong, that D'Anthony Price did not hit you at all. That someone else hit you. All he did was just get the 1, 2, 3.
No. Watch the tape again. He slid over the rail and slid D'Anthony Price the brass knuckles, which then hit me. So yes, D'Anthony Price hit me.
See what was going on at that point? Too much commotion. Sonny was too busy talking to my ear.
Yeah. You get blinded at the most opportune moments there. The legend in his own mind, Trey Mack. Mr. Wobble, I'm sure that you got D'Anthony Price in your back burners. What's next for the SOAR Junior Heavyweight Champion as we move forward here today?
What's next for me is to not lose this. I mean, even though we're in this little pandemic, epidemic, virus shutdown, whatever you want to call it, disregard that as being part of my title reign. Okay, I don't want you to say, oh, he was only champion for this long because the government shut it down and he couldn't defend his title. I will defend it in the street. I will defend it in a bubble, in a cage, in anything to let everybody know that this right here, this is the stepping stone for SOAR. This is like the IC title of the big leagues. Whoever has had this title has went on to do big things. Look at me. I've been all over the world. I've been on Raw a couple times. I've been on SmackDown. I've wrestled all these other companies. I've wrestled for, I'm on UPN now. I'm on the Fight Network because of SOAR and the message and this title right here. You see this? Look, I want you to give you a little history facts, Trey. See this? See it? There's a dragon on here, right?
All right.
Right. You're not paying attention to the dragon on my back. You wonder where this comes from? I wear this title and I wear this company on my back. I carry this title and this company on my back.
I still get a kick out of the fact that you're wrestling for a network that's not even in existence anymore. UPN.
Yes, if it's still on TV.
No, it's CW. It's CW33.
Oh goodness gracious! The nitpicking unbelievable from.
I mean, here's the thing. D'Anthony Price should get another shot at that title, and let's see if you can beat him 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's probably up to the powers to be more so than what Mr. Wobble wants. I imagine there, Trey. I would think
make that match official anytime, anywhere, 1-on-1.
Don't leave it to the powers to be. The powers to be don't even like D'Anthony Price.
Well, the powers to be do like Mr. Wobble and sound like Mr. Wobble.
Yeah, of course they do. He's their favorite.
Well, no. Hey, you've said it before, Trey. When you're the champion, you get what you want usually. Well, guess what? There's the champion right now. So I'll ask him, Mr. Wobble, do you want another piece of D'Angelo Price right now, or D'Angelo Quest?
I don't want just another piece. I want the whole piece so I can get rid of this dude. Like, he's annoying. He's just trying to make a name of himself. He doesn't go to the gym. He's got this dad bod. He's weird looking. He has to have somebody to do his background and his backups. And just like Trey, he's kind of out of shape and just talks a lot, But yes, I will have a match with him anywhere, anytime, 1-on-1, not 1-on-2 or 17. But either way, if it's 1-on-17, what happened? I'm still the champ. So it really doesn't matter.
He is Mr. Wobble. He is your junior heavyweight champion of SOAR Championship Wrestling. Hey, always good to see you, Jay. Good to see you. And join us anytime. Join us anytime here on Bumps and Bruises.
Yeah.
Since you were on the phone with Mr. Delusional, tell him I think he got hit in the head a little too hard with that little paper champion, the little paperweight he has. And if he wants the real title, not plastic one you can bend that you can get from Walmart, then he can come see me when this whole pandemic stuff is over, and we'll see who the real champion is.
Well, that sounds like a plan, man. I'll tell you right now, I'll be looking forward to that one. He is Mr. Wobble. Thanks for joining us here for a few moments here on Bumps and Bruises. We'll catch you next time, my friend, and stay healthy, my friend.
Peace.
He is out. There's Mr. Wobble. Hey, listen, I see what you were doing in there. I see the way that you were kind of steering that, Trey. But he is the junior heavyweight champion, and right now we have, Mr. Price out there acting like he is the champion.
He's got the belt. He's got a bear-looking belt, if you ask me.
Well, he has a belt, not the belt.
He has a belt. He was awarded by.
I got a belt too.
Judge Joe Mathis gave him the title, okay? I mean, obviously, the man, he won it fair and square. It was overturned by the most ridiculous claim. Since when did wrestling ever have instant replay?
Well,
really?
It's not the fact that it has instant replay there, Trey. It's more the fact that obviously there was a miscarriage of justice that was obvious that was coming the other way, and you saw it.
So
you saw the henchman of D'Anthony Price jump over the rails.
Time out.
Yes.
No, I'll say. Look, so you're telling me that the referee's decision is not final? So what are you telling Bones and Lando then? You can hit 1, 2, 3, but until we say it's okay, it's not really going to be the case.
Well,
this is not the NFL. Okay, if a referee throws a flag, they can go under replay and see if they did it right or not. This is not the NFL. This is pro wrestling. What the referee sees is what goes. If the referee saw him, he would call for the bell and disqualify him. That didn't happen. Instead, we get the brand new co-owner who's making a name for himself come out to the ring and say to everybody, hey, look, here's the deal. My guy lost because the other guy might have cheated. Look,
why are you into this?
Why not restart the match?
Why are you into this?
Why not restart the match?
Why not see the fact that there were brass knuckles like he saw? Why are you saying may have cheated? We know he did.
Okay, but look, be that as it may, why not just restart the damn match? Why not say, okay, look, I'm overturning that call. The match continues. Instead, he just disqualified D'Anthony Price, gave the belt back to Jay Wobble, Jay Stong, whatever his name is. And then sure enough, here he is dancing on the camera and saying that he's been all over the place and he's defending this. He's not defeated D'Anthony Price 1, 2, 3. He's not made him submit. Yeah, he got an overturned call. That doesn't really count.
I think you're the one that may be delusional here.
Sore fans, let me hear from you right now. Do we want to see D'Anthony Price and Mr. Wobble match number 2?
Oh, I'd love to see match 2.
I'd take a ladder match with both titles being held up. I'd take a cage match. I'd take whatever they got to do to give us a winner. And by the way, you put them in a ladder match, a good chance that the person holding the rope there to lift the titles up is going to be Mr. Maldonado, sitting there going, "Nah, it's not high enough for Mr. Wall. Let me lower for him there because he can dance right to it." No, okay, here comes the Anthony Price. We bring it back up again. That's what you'd have with him.
Well, I would love to see match number 2, and obviously that will be part of what will the powers to be that will go on. But I'm going to tell you right now, this guy has been out of control. Just to let you know,
my guy.
Your guy, I guess. Let's hear from him.
Hey, Kerry Silkin. It's SOAR Junior Heavyweight Champion, D'Anthony Price. Yep. Yeah, SOAR Championship Wrestling. Yeah. I'm the top star. You probably need to know that. But look, enough of the small talk. I know you still have pull with Ring of Honor. Don't worry about how I got that information, but I know you do. And what I want is a world championship match. After all this coronavirus stuff ends, I want a world championship match. Yeah, you're laughing. See, this ain't a game. I don't care what I have to do to get it. If I have to go through Shane Taylor, then so be it. But I'm gonna get what I want. I'm taking over the wrestling world and every promotion out there, and you best believe that. So get it done.
Unbelievable. I mean, this guy thinks that this guy honestly thinks that he is the junior heavyweight champion, and he has been handed down by SOAR management. He is not. What are you doing?
I'm giving Mr. Price Vince McMahon's number.
Yeah, is that what it is? I got news for you. He's not. I wonder what makes him think he's ready to move on out of SOAR. He hasn't even won a championship in SOAR Championship Wrestling yet.
He won it fair. Once again, we're going around in circles there. He won it fair and square. Not my fault that a new owner doesn't seem to like it.
Wait, do you hear the oxymoron that you said he won it fair and square?
Sir, don't call me an oxymoron, sir. I've been called a lot of things, but I can really go without that.
Hey, fair and square? Are you serious? I mean, come on, Trey. I mean, you seen the brass knucks come out. He didn't win the fair and square. Now, granted, if it would have stood, he would have been the champion, but it didn't stand. That's where we are at today.
So in your opinion, every champion who's ever won a title with underhanded circumstances should not be considered a champion.
Oh, I am saying that what is
because at that point you're taking out the title from Mr. Perfect. You're taking the title away from Hulk Hogan when he was in WCW. You're taking the title away from Ric Flair on several different occasions. Guys who we call all-time greats. Now you want to sit here. Now you want to sit here and just
official.
Okay, you know what? You have your thing. Obviously you don't see the entire picture like us. Reason why I'm here. D'Anthony Price showed everybody in one night. He went through not one, not two, not even three, but 4 guys to win that title. And then what happens after he wins the title? They take it away from him. Just that simple.
Well, we're hearing from D'Anthony Price. He says he is the SOAR Junior World Heavyweight Champion, period. We're seeing that out there. And even the Vanilla Gorilla wants to see the rematch as well out there. But back to D'Anthony, he says he's the World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm right there with Jay Stone. He has not even been out of Texas, and he doesn't have a quote-unquote real championship.
You don't know. Are you stalking him like you stalk Persia? I mean, you don't know where he's been.
With a belt? He has been nowhere with the championship belt.
Have you seen every match that Jay Stong had overseas?
I mean,
you saw every single one of them.
They're readily available. All you got to do is go look for them.
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. Just because Mr. Price keeps his business private doesn't mean you got to sit there and jump to conclusions like that, okay?
Got it. Okay. Well, I will give him this. He did get the 1, 2, 3. So, and I won't take that part. I won't take away from him in reality. What I will take, what is in paper. What is in paper? The junior heavyweight champion is Jay Stong. And until that becomes official, and hey, listen, D'Anthony Price may be able to get the job done, and that will be I can't wait to see that match if it happens, or if it turns out that Jay Stong will retain the junior heavyweight championship officially. And that's the huge thing. It's all about what's official to me, not my opinion. What's official?
Well, what's official is that Judge Joe Mathis made it official. He's you're gonna go in spite of what a judge says.
Well, hold on. We have yet to see that paperwork. That's number one. And number two, even if that is true, let's just say the delusion that Anthony Price has regarding this paperwork is true. Let's just say, for statement fact, he just because a judge right there telling us what we'll do, we will go ahead, probably get that part done. But until we actually see that paperwork, that's non-existent. And I just don't think it's real because it's not on paper and we haven't seen it.
All right. I remember that when I get divorced, all of a sudden I'll have paperwork that doesn't exist. And I'll say, no, I'm still married.
Well, yeah, if you got the paperwork that's actually officially signed and it is served. Listen, Sonny Clark, process server. I know in anything, as far as anything being official, has to be served by a process server.
What haven't you done? Process server, U-Haul driver, the commissioner of an indoor arena football league, co-host of the Sword Championship Wrestling commentary team. I mean, obviously I have to host it, but I mean, the fact that you're there, I mean,
I like to do a lot of things. Well,
then obviously your mind's all jumbled up with all this other crazy stuff. You don't pay attention to what's in front of you. And that's why I'm here.
I got it. Yeah. But some of the other things that are going on in Sword Championship Wrestling, it doesn't just end with D'Anthony Price, what's going on there. It doesn't end with Mr. Wobble. It doesn't end with Kerwin Nix, or even for that fact, the dirty one, Andy Dalton. How about this? Let's hit this right here.
I will to Dante Smiley, Radical Athletes. You guys have already heard from my partner, Nate the Great. One half of the Knights of the Square Circle and one half of the Sword Tag Team Championship. You see, there's a contract signed that says you guys and us are supposed to have a Texas street fight. And that was supposed to be less than a week away. And now with this pandemic going on, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Well, you see, pandemic or no pandemic, I don't care. Sword Tag Team Championship, no Sword Tag Team Championship, it don't matter. I'm not trying to hold on to a belt. Matter of fact, I care nothing about that belt at this point. What I care about is the fact that you put your hands on me. Is the fact that you guys put me out of business for a little while. Is the fact that you guys took money and food off my table. So Ty Wilson, Dante Smiley, pandemic or no pandemic, social distancing or no social distancing. The next time I see you guys, be prepared, because I'm going to lay hands on you, and it's not going to be.
That is Sir Mo, one half of the Sword Tag Team Champions, letting Dante Smiley and Ty Wilson know about what's coming their way.
Okay, this is my question. Sir Mo just said he doesn't care about the title belts. Does his partner? I mean, shouldn't they be on the same page? Shouldn't defending that title be kind of plan A right there? I mean, not so much, hey, forget I'm a champion, but I don't care about the belt. I'm gonna go kill somebody. I mean, that's kind of, that's not good for business if you're a champion.
Well, to me, it seems like he's getting ready. The fact of the matter is the way that he was talking through the whole thing, and we know what he's talking about, is that when that fight happens, he's not worried about winning or losing because he already feels like he's going to win that match anyway. and they'll still end up being the champion. It's kind of what I took from the whole situation, and I wonder. You talk about what his partner thinks. Well, guess what? I think I'll be able to get you what the partner is talking about at the same time.
I was just kidding. I don't want to hear what Nate has to say.
Well, no, we're going to hear what Nate has to say. Let's bring him on in. This is Nate the Great.
Good morning, Facebook. It is Wednesday, March 25th, and I have begun another shelter-in-place day at home. I mean, I'm looking at my face. I'm a little scruffy and scraggly, hadn't shaved, kind of need a haircut. But that can't happen right now. So what do? I just do what we do. We live life and we continue on. And I'm just getting ready to take out the trash, this morning. So as I begin to take out the trash, I think about two other pieces of trash. Yeah, you, Dante Smiley, and you, Ty Wilson. Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you two. And I hadn't forgotten about what you did to me and my partner, Sir Mo. And yeah, we may be sheltered in place because of this coronavirus, but rest assured, when things get back to normal, we're going to have that street fight. And me and Sir Mo are going to take out the two pieces of trash that you are. We hadn't forgotten. And we're going to see you real soon.
And that right there just kind of lets you know the mentality that both of these guys are in there. They're ready for a fight in reality. So there you go.
First of all, we're going to start a GoFundMe, right, Damien Daystar? We're going to start a GoFundMe account for Nate the Great to get him a haircut because apparently his wife can't go buy some clippers. But, hey, Walmart's still open, folks. Just wear a mask.
Well, yeah, you only can have 50 in the store at the time now from what I'm hearing. So there you go.
Just go early or go late, whichever it is. But here's the thing. You guys are disrespecting one of the highest ranking tag teams in Texas, if not the United States. You're talking about Dante Smiley. You're talking about Ty Wilson. You're talking about the Offshoots Tag Team of the Year award winners 2 years in a row. We even named the award after them. Now, why do we do that? Because they personify greatness. They personify what you should be as a tag team, a combined unit, a joint unit. Obviously, you guys are sending mixed messages with each other. One doesn't care about the title. One seems to care about the title. One is looking for a fight. The other one's looking for a fight too, but pretty much he wants to be within the grounds of a fair fight, apparently. Look, nothing fair about the Radical Athletes. You took their titles away, and y'all lost the war that night. Y'all might have won the battle. Y'all lost the war. Now, the war is going to be officially finished by the time we get back up and running here, whether it's on the 18th or the next time we're at the Elks Lodge.
Definitely. And by the way, you want to get your fill of SOAR Championship Wrestling right there on the banner just right below us there. You can do so over at Pivot Share.
Yes, pay to hear me. That's what I say. Pay to listen to me. All proceeds go to me getting a haircut.
Yeah, because, you don't need the clippers. But I will say, if you want to see some great matches, we will be adding matches as we go on. Just bear with us as we are putting it together. But you can go see some of the greatest matches, some of the greatest events that we have had, whether it be at the Dallas Elks Lodge, SOAR Mania, or whatever the case may be. We will even hopefully be able to bring you some of the things that are happening over in Arkansas and put some of them. Some of them will have commentary, some of them won't. But if you want to see some good championship wrestling, you can do so. You can always check out SOAR Championship Wrestling on Facebook as well. Don't forget about the 4 S's. The 4 S's. It's SOAR's Super Sunday Showdown. That's right. Count them on your fingers there, Trey. It is going to happen June 26th. The 4 S's SOAR Super Show Summer Sunday Showdown. I'm messing it all up, but it is what it is. Check it out on June 26th at the Richardson Civic Center. We'll keep you apprised of some of the things that are questionable. That will be the first time ever drive-in wrestling that is happening over in Claiborne at the Kaufman Leadership Academy. Claiborne? Thank you.
Cleburne, not Claiborne.
Cleburne. All right.
Cleburne.
It just depends on where you're from. I'm from the east, so there you go. $25 per car. They're going to put a ring in a parking lot and let you bring the cars up to that $25 a car.
So are you and I broadcasting from a car?
I don't know what we're going to be doing. I don't know if I can make that because I actually have a previous engagement on that day. So I don't know if but we might be able to put it together where we'll get our commentary on it. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay. But it is what it is. Also, the Dr. Tom Pritchard seminar is on as of right now. We'll keep you posted. You can check up on Facebook on Sword Championship Wrestling, and you can get all of that information. We'll keep 2nd, updating that page.
May 2nd, I believe.
May 2nd is exactly what it is. So we'll keep you informed on what's going on with that. So the show. It was supposed to be Dirty Andy Dalton. Instead, we were able to bring in Kerwin Nix really quick. Kind of last moment. We had on the living goddess Persia, as well as we brought on Mr. Wobble. What? Oh, geez.
Hey, Andy, what's up, man?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah.
We're about ready to wrap the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry we couldn't get you on. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's James doing? You're teaching him to drive? Well, the roads are pretty clear right now, so I think.
Oh my goodness, we are out of here. Thanks for joining us on Bumps and Bruises with Sonny and Sir Mo.